Alright guys, this is Jacob from Wager Me This, and I have clearly some $600 here. Alright, I like $600. $600 I think is basically like playing $500 but with this to play the pass line. Alright, that's the way I look at $600. That's one of the things, that's why I like playing it. Because I feel like it gives you $500 to run your strategy and then basically $100 to worry about the pass line stuff. And so that's why I like it. Some people actually commented on the 3 and out on how I choose to go up and down, which if I choose to go regress or progress on it. I'll tell you why, the things I do on it. I'm going to play it again here. I'm going to start at the bottom. Alright, start at the bottom this first time. When I first started, I always start at the bottom. I'm going to say it's a $10 table. I always start at the bottom when I first start, and the reason is because you make more money from the bottom up. So, and then also you are less at risk. When you're at the top down, I'll show you when I choose that. See if we run into the situation. If not, I'll just tell you. Here we go, coming out. Come out 7. I didn't say I was working. I wouldn't be working. I just set them bets up. Because in this one, you're just looking for 3 hits on them numbers overall. So it's not like you got all the numbers out there and you're pretty sure you'll hit, you know. All right, so there's an 8. Points of 8. You can move this back there. That's fine. I'm just not going to because I'm trying to show the strategy. Here we go. 7, 8, 7. I believe they were the same 7s too. 6, 1. So I think Ace 3, Ace 5. I think the natural 7 is the 6, 1. So that's probably the one I'm supposed to be getting. So it's not a bad shot. Here we go. 4, 2, 6. So I'm paying attention to how many 6 and 8s are rolled, whether it's come outs or what. So we've already rolled 2, so there's no reason to be starting at the top yet. And that's how I judge it. If I went a long time without rolling any of them, then I would start at the top down under the impression that, you know, the law of averages is going to kick in and we're going to see some 6s and 8s. Oh, there's an 8. 5, 3, 8. Alright, so that's 35. Again, it doesn't matter which one you press. I usually go to the alternate one first, since that one just hit. I don't know how much that matters, because you're only going for 3 hits. And there's a yelp. Now this strategy can be very expensive if you don't win. So like, because you have to get to the 3 hits. So if you don't, you're never really collecting anything. All right, there's the 8, hard 8. And so it definitely can get expensive. That's 2 hits. And sometimes there's really cheap hits. So like this was as cheap as it could have won. If it wins right here, if it rolls in a 6 or an 8, it's as cheap as it can win. Here we go. And we have a 11. 6, 5 yoke. Okay. So let's see if we can. I'll show an alternate version of it too that I do. That's kind of like the 3, 2, 1. There's back-to-back yos. That's actually a set I should be getting. That's a number I should be getting with this dice set. I've learned a lot more about dice sets and dice setting. I've studied a lot lately. And that's actually a number I'm supposed to get. And there's the 8. 628.
I just won.
Good job, bud.
I just won this.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's the third hit. So you can take all your money off the board, but you don't have to. You can go this route and just take what you won, re-rack it. So total overall, no matter what happens, we're up $10 at this point. 1315. In this instance, I would just roll it out again because I've been shooting good. This shot has been good. It's been all right in there. And there's a 9. It's a comfortable number for me. I think that's one of the ones I'm supposed to be getting. All right. Here we go. And there's a 5. I actually don't think I'm supposed to get 5s. And the reason being is because I don't think I'm supposed to get 2s. So that's actually a bad roll probably. Even though the 2 is on the other side of that 5 there. I mean, that's only one combination and there's no 5 on the other one. So one way or another that had to go bad. That was a 7 out. So overall in that shot and the previous shot, if you remember, we lost on. We're still up $10. All right, so let's say, even though we shot a bunch of 6s and 8s there, let's say we didn't. All right, let's say you went that whole round, never won anything, and you know that was 10 shots or so. So now you think, okay, there's got to be some 6s and 8s coming. Let's go to the 4-2 set. Got to be some 6s and 8s coming here. All right, we're off on the come out. And a come out 7. Okay, that was a bad shot, so of course it landed on 7. Here we go. You got to rein that one in. I got all twisted. One was going fast, one was going slow. That's a lot better shot. And it landed on a hard 10. It's exactly what it's supposed to be rolling. The 4-2-4-2 is supposed to roll a whole bunch of hard 10s. It's one of the numbers it's supposed to roll a lot of. Oh, they got all split up. Oh, right back on the hard 10. That's pretty amazing. Right? So it's doing it what I wanted to do anyway, because it's not rolling 6s and 8s. So this is actually supposed to roll quite a few 6s and 8s too, because you got the 4-2 and the 3-3 and the 4-4. If one dice bounces off, you get the 6-2 and another 10. All right, that's 3 10s in a row. Here we go. And we got the 4. So far, no 6s and 8s. So again, we started with 90, so we're on the regression side. We're going to regress down. Oh, and the 7. That's what can hurt you, starting on the regression side. All right, so we definitely missed there. We didn't roll any 6s and 8s on a set that's actually supposed to roll 6s and 8s sometimes. So we're gonna actually go 120 and 120. We're gonna bump it up one extra unit there for one extra $30 unit. Gives us one more level of regression. So I think we're going to roll some 6s and 8s this time. And go back to the 1-3-1-5. We're going to be off on the come out. Here we go. That's a good roll. Yo! That was a good roll. Landed on a number it was supposed to land on. I've actually rolled so many yos now that when I shoot this 1315, I've started playing the yo on the come out. I haven't just made it an all day thing, but I'm thinking that it's not a bad plan to just do it all day. And there's the 8. It's exactly what it's supposed to be doing. All right, here we go. We need to roll some more. Here we go. 6s and 8s. Right back on the 8. 6-2 was a really good roll. The dice stayed good. It's going to win 140. And the idea beyond the regression, now we're going to go down 1 unit. And you don't have to. You can go down all the units if you want. Just take it all the way off the board. Just won $100. 140. But I like to do it like this also. All right, so coming out, especially like I said, if I haven't seen no 6s and 8s in a while, you know, there's always a run of them. There's always where they just kind of come back to back to back to back because there's so many combinations to roll it. There's the 9, 5, 4. So many combinations to roll it that you're going to have them instances where they just come back to back like that. All right, here we go. Oh, hit the wall first. Still got a hard 10 out of it. That was a bad roll. I hit the very bottom row of them, I think. And they didn't bounce crazy, and I basically just got really lucky there. It's a much better roll, got an 11. Even though they split, they still look like they were staying flipping instead of tumbling. Here we go. And there's that 8. 105. There we go. 6, 5, 1. Here comes a little bunch of 6s and 8s. $70 winner. We drop a nickel and get 75 here. Then we're going to go down to the 30. And now, when I'm on the regression side, if I get to this $30 unit here, I don't take it all the way off, and I start going back up. Because if I went that far, if I've taken it all the way through there, I've already made plenty of money. And so now I might as well just keep trying to go. You know, I might even spread out from here, and I'm just banging these 6s and 8s right now. And so like maybe this time instead, I jump over here and grab the 5, rack up $10. You know, you're at the point now where you've made plenty of profit on this shooter that it's okay to go on and kind of go for it. There's the 6. So I don't know how many 6s and 8s in a row that basically has been, but it's been a whole bunch. All right, 35, let's grab that 8. Bump her up. Maybe the next one we'll put some odds on this 9. All right, see if we can hit again. And we got the 7. Kind of thought I hit too short and they bounced way up high. Kind of thought that was going to come out ugly. But that was still a great shot. Made a good chunk of money. All right, so we're up 120 now off that run. All right, so let's start at the bottom. See, this is kind of what I'm saying is we just saw a really good run of them. So if that was your shot and you did that, you know, this next person may not be able to shoot like that. You know, they may not have that shot. They might roll 5s and 9s or something, you know. So it's good to be less risk on this next one until you kind of see what happens. You know, if they come straight out just banging 6s and 8s, make an adjustment. Go past 3 and out. All right, there's a 3. So if that happened right there to me, it'd scare me. I'd be like, oh, okay. In fact, let's switch sets. Let's go to 2V. All right, coming down. There's a 10. 2V is supposed to bring 10s. All right, here we go. Remember, we're going 3 and out on the up. On the regression, you can do it 3 and out, or you can go 1 unit. I did that last one 1 unit at a time. It's still basically the same game. The strict 3 and out is more built around either you're just trying to make money back, or you're right at the borderline of maybe leaving. You've made enough money, you know, where you're being real strict about that 3 and out. Or you just never have been to the table. I mean, that's a good practice. If you've never played on the table, there's an 8, 6-2. And it's a good practice not to just run your chips way out there. You don't know none of the people you're playing with. You know, you've never seen them play. You don't know the dealers. There's a lot that goes into playing craps more than just grabbing the dice and throwing them down the table. It's 1 hit. Oh, there's the 10. I might have already hit that once. I wouldn't pay all that much attention to that. But we hit it there. All right. All right, so we're off on this come out. Yo! I don't know if that's supposed to bring a yo or not, but it did. All right. Looks like it is. There's 6s and 5s. 7. All right, so that's 2 come out winners. Nice. Them don't guys are not happy right now. All right, let's see if we get a number here. Well, that dice never even got inside the table. It just started outside and stayed outside. I had to hit the stick man with that one. And a 3. All right, so we are all over the place with this 2-1. Just everywhere. I mean, the 11s and the 3s, they should come together because they're just the reciprocal. You know, they're on the other side, so. Oh, we got a point. All right, so we're still looking for our 3 and out. We've got 1 hit, so it'd be nice to get another hit here. There's the 4, 3-1. All over the place. I mean, this is basically just like chunking the dice down the table with this set. For me, that was a good shot. It came out a good number. 325. It's gonna win $10. All right, off on the come out. Still looking to hit some 6s and 8s. Oh, there's 6s in these dice. Too bad we didn't win on it. All right, here we go. 5. I think that's one of the natural numbers for the 2V is that 325. I may be wrong on that, but it seems like it is. 426.
Home run.
Awesome, dude.
Want to see?
Not right now. Let me finish.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Justice had a really good baseball game, by the way, guys. He did awesome. All right, so we're still working that 3 and out. We got 2 hits in. We just got a good one in, so that was good. We hit the right number, the one we had pressed up. But this person is hitting their points, so the fire bet, it'd be looking good. The don't players would probably have quit playing against this guy. Even though he's been all over the place, he's hitting points, and that ruins the don't world. All right, so we need one more hit on that 6 and 8. The 8 would be good, but the 6 is just fine. All right, here we go. Hard 4. Imagine it's supposed to do that sometimes too, since that's how you start. So it's like a perfect roll, just flips you over 1 time or 2 times or whatever. All right, here we go. And 7. We didn't quite get there. That was a very long roll. That's in them cases, if it's just going really long like that, and you get 2 hits in, you know, you might just take your money off. Going that long. All right, so let's go. Let's get the bone thrower dice. I'm gonna roll through one more. Again, we missed a lot there. So I'm gonna go on in, I'm gonna be like, okay, let's start at the $90 level. Let's do the 3 and out, but instead of regressing, we're just gonna go 3 and out, and we're just gonna leave the money out there. We're gonna try to hit 3 times and then walk off. That'll be $315. You're all right. Hey, here we go. Oh, sorry, my wife's in here messing with me. I need a pass line bet.
Pay that.
Pay that. There's a 5, 415. All right, let's see if we can get a couple hits here. All right, 426, it's a good one. That's what we're aiming for. $105. So I'm just showing like this is going to be, the version where you don't regress. You're just going for 3 hits. And I'm just showing all the different sides of this. This is just a 6 and 8 power play. It just gives you all the options. There's the 8 right there, 6-2. All right, so we're just looking for one more hit on this. And since we're just collecting, at this point, we've made our money. We've already made enough money. So this last hit, we've already covered our bets. So this last hit is the profiter. This is the big profit hit. All right, so when you get them 2 hits, that 3rd hit's time to really focus and get that throw in there. And bam, bang that 6, just like that. So I went 6, 8, 6, right like that, right in a row. That's how that's supposed to be done. Can I do that very often? Not really. All right, so at this point, either turn your bets off because you're still rolling against that 5. Turn your bets off. Maybe you just regress all the way down, go take them down, whatever the case may be. But I said I would go 3 hits and get the money off the board. So that's what we're going to do. If I was just rolling that 5, what I'd most likely do here is I'd start playing like $10 or $20 come bets and just playing these out like this. Not necessarily with odds, but I would just do like a 3 number come regression, or progression, not regression. And we get an 8, hard 8, so there's 6, 8, 6, 8, right in a row. The 1, 3, 1, 5 is a monster. All right, so now let's go to $15. At least it works for me. I mean, it may be terrible for other people. All right, here we go. 7. Yeah, not a big deal. That's why we're doing that come bet thing. We ended up just losing $5 of what was out there. So basically we just made money on the end of it there. That's what really happened. All right, so we got our initial bankroll there in the middle, 600. So we made it to 1,000. We had $1,005. It's $405 profit. That would have been all on you shooting, because I set them dice and I was playing the 4-2 and then the 1-3, 1-5. So I mean, that would have been with controlled type shooters. So random, it's probably not going to work as well. You're going to have more 7s earlier. Random. We did have 2 bad shots where we didn't get no money. And then a couple shots where we did really good, of course. This last one, and then the one where we started at 120. So, I mean, it went both ways. We had 2 bad ones, 2 good ones, and then 2 in the middle. So, I mean, that's about right. And anyways, I just wanted to show some more of this 6 and 8, 3 and out thing that I do, that I like to do. It's really one of my tools in my toolbox, but it's not really for everyone. That's why I left it out of the toolbox. But I use this a lot, especially when I see the board not rolling 6 and 8s. If I see 2 shooters go by, and I only see 1 6 or 8 in the middle of 2 shooters, you know, and I'm not talking about 0.7 shooters. I'm talking about a 4 roller and maybe a 7 roller, and you didn't see any 6 and 8s, or you only saw 1. You're probably about to get some of them. I mean, it's the law of averages. Whatever control mechanism you use, if you're interested in that. So whether you use just the table it is, or, you know, whatever, it's you. I mean, because if you saw 100 shots on that table, that's exact table, it really doesn't matter what control you use. You just have to have a control. So usually I just use the tables, is what I do. Okay, so I go to the table, and no matter who's shooting, if I've seen just repeated 5s coming out, I'm going to start betting the 5 until I start not seeing it again. All right. Same thing if you don't see a number for a really long time, like you've seen 3 or 4 shooters go by and no one's rolled a 10. I mean, it's probably coming. I mean, it's the law of averages, because it has to do with what rolls you're seeing. And I know people are going to argue this because they're going to say every roll is independent of each other. But if that's the case, if every single roll is independent of each other, and you fully believe that, then when next time you see 3 7s in a row, you load up on the 7. And I know you're not going to do it, because that just doesn't make sense. You just saw 3 in a row. Why would you assume that you have the same percentage chance to see a 4th in a row? It just doesn't make sense. So, I mean, it's like my craps theory, or whatever you want to call it. But I do play off that. I do play by what I've seen, what's been rolling. I do play off that, and people can call it gambler's fallacy or whatever they want to call it. But the truth is if you sit at a table and watch 100 rolls, and if you watch 100 rolls and everybody's rolling the 3V, you're probably going to see more 6 and 8s than normal. If you sitting at a table and you see 100 rolls and everybody is just randomly rolling, you're probably going to see more 7s than normal. All right. So if you're at a table that's doing all of that, it's going to even out to the natural course, where you should be seeing about 10 6 and 8s every 36 rolls. So if you've seen 20 or 10 rolls go by and you ain't seen a 6 and 8, that means you're way behind on that 6 and 8 average, and they're going to come. And it's just the law of averages, guys. That's why I do that. But anyways, that's my thinking behind what I'm doing here. And I mean, you take it for what it will. The strategy stands alone anyway. If you just want to go by the pure probability, you're going to roll 6 and 8 enough to make it valuable. You might want to knock it down to 2 and out. It'll be more consistently profitable. It won't have the same ceiling. It'll have a lower ceiling, but it'll be more consistent. So anyways, that's my 3 and out expanded version. All right, so I hope you guys like it. This is Jacob from Wager Me This, and you guys have a good